keep wrestling and you can wear someone out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the unified amateur flyweight division and is brought to you by Travel Gurus. When that begins, the referee in charge is referee Andy Social. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighs in at 124.8 pounds and stands 5 feet 4 inches tall with an amateur record of 1 win, 0 losses. Fighting out at Champion Gym in Grand Prairie, Alberta, please welcome Edwin Ssekibuule. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he also weighed in at 125.4 pounds with an amateur record of 2 wins with only 1 loss. Fighting out of Shea Bears MMA by way of Edmonton, Alberta, please welcome Tony Rojas.
The crowd clearly on the side of Rojas. Could be a lot of pressure. As you know, a lot of people bought tickets to watch you fight. So you have to make sure that all your ducks are in the row.
Oh, definitely. You know, but that's part of the amateur experience, is realizing, you know, the pressure is outside. Once again, seeing Tony being aggressive, that's a big thing. Nice little check there.
Rojas with his hands up high. Both guys landing low leg kicks.
Very upright stance from Rojas as opposed to like kind of a more bladed southpaw stance from Ssekibuule. Big body kick there.
In the early stages of round 1, it seems like we have an agreement to have a mixed martial arts kickboxing match.
Yeah, you know, it's become the new thing. Is if we trade, you know, a lot of people get behind it, especially the crowd. This is part of the problem, though, is with that southpaw, is just trying to get, you know, you got Ssekibuule doing the outside slap kind of kicky. It's hard to get a lot of juice on that. That one he got a little bit of power on, but you don't have enough pivot power to really get anything going.
Oh, the uppercut almost landed. Partially grazed the chin of Rojas, and Ssekibuule once again trying to attack that lead leg as Rojas advances.
Well, maybe realizing that his opponent is quite explosive, so trying to take a little pep out of the step of Tony Rojas.
Whoa,
big punches.
Stuff.
There we go. Oh, uppercut there from Ssekibuule.
Nice middle kick by Rojas. Good stuff here.
People always take when those kicks get caught, that, oh, you know, like it didn't have the impact, still really hurts, you know, and people forget that. We saw that a lot with Benson Henderson and Frankie Edgar. He'd throw those kicks and he came back to his corner. He's like, keep throwing them. Even if he catches them, it don't matter. They still hurt.
It's like blocking.
Yep, it still hurts. It still does not feel good.
I think a lot of fans just think you put your hand up there, somebody kicks you in your forearm, somehow you're impervious to pain.
No, those arms will break. And
yes, they will.
Nice check there from Tony Rojas. I think he needs to start checking those a lot more. The big thing is he's using a lot of feints here, but he's not getting, big right hand.
Oh, and another one. Oh, Ssekibuule in big trouble. Rojas looking for the finish. Andy Social has to be taking a very close look at this.
Oh, big right hand from Ssekibuule, though.
Man, Ssekibuule definitely has a chin. Rojas attacking the body once again.
Oh, Ssekibule's, you know, you can't sleep on him right now just because he's hurt. You know, wounded animals are the most dangerous. You got to be careful here.
But I love the strategy being employed by Rojas. Just take your time. This is not a sprint.
No, and that's sometimes where it could have really come back. Adam is, you know, he's looking to throw those really big strikes, and you look here, he's trying to force things happen. Look for an outside Osotogari trip. Didn't happen, and then, you know, almost fell over for it.
Round coming to an end. That's how you kick off the show. Both guys mixing it up with their strikes. Going low, going high, but Rojas clearly having the most significant moments of the opening round.
It was definitely an interesting round. You know, we saw Tony Rojas landing the bigger strikes throughout the round, but it's how much Ssekibuule was chipping away, and I'm sure the leg of outside of Tony Rojas' left leg probably isn't feeling great. But, you know, beautiful right hand happened from Tony Rojas, followed by just like throwing these big combinations. And I think the big thing here is, you know, right here. We see a big right hand follow up with like a combination and then just swinging. He realizes his opponent's hurt and he's just throwing big combos. But look at what's happening. His chin's coming up high. And that's what led to that interaction ending, was because Ssekibuule just like basically could have just closed his eyes and chucked a right hand, or right hand, and it landed, you know? So you got to be careful when you're, like, just because you're ahead and you feel like your opponent's hurt, you got to get your head off the center line.
Ssekibuule, his body language a little bit different than when he entered the cage, and that makes sense after eating a couple of big shots. But Rojas, you look at him wide-eyed.
Well, you got to be careful too. You know, he might have expended a lot of energy trying to finish this fight. It's interesting to see. I'm interested to see how round 2 plays out, because round 1 it was very close, with bigger strikes happening from Rojas, but the accumulation of blows from Ssekibuule. Oh, straight punches from Ssekibuule, and a stance change. There we go.
Looking for that hook is Rojas, try to catch Ssekibuule coming in.
Rojas getting on his bicycle a little bit. A lot of swelling there on the calf of Tony Rojas. Oh, big left hand there on the way in. Ssekibuule looking to clinch up against the cage, right in front of his corner. Very smart placement there. But he's looking for that double, and Tony Rojas has that nice little underhook and not letting that happen. Good check there, Tony Rojas. Ssekibuule, you know, he's throwing the right combinations, but his entries and exits are kind of lazy. Maybe a little bit tired after that hard first round, and also getting hit hard. That's what happens, and he's continued to get hit here.
And you're hearing the corner of Rojas, Tanner Boser, UFC heavyweight, saying that Ssekibule's dropping his hands. Be very aware of that. Big swiping left hook.
Big left hook there.
Now really wide arcing strikes. Not maybe the best strategy. They're trying to conserve energy.
No, definitely not. Beautiful hip throw there from Tony Rojas, climbing up the back. And Ssekibuule doing a good job in the scramble, keeping up and looking to elevate with double unders against the cage. Really square, so it's outside trip from Tony Rojas to a back take. Nice transition there.
And Mitch, based on what you're seeing, you would imagine that Rojas is going to eventually make that move from amateur to professional.
I would say so. You know, look at how beautiful that transition to the back take. He has his opponent flattened out, looking for that rear naked choke, and like it's underneath the neck, and it's just, I think Andy Social needs to be watching Ssekibuule right away with his hands. But yeah, he's got all the tools to really make an impact. He's better than some pros that we have seen. So the big thing is just it's a matter of time and trapping that choice. Yeah, you know,
a la BJ Penn.
Yeah, right here, and then going to the gable grip right in there. And I'd like to see him put his forearm kind of on the back to get more leverage, kind of like winching it in. But overall, with these big gloves, it's really, really tough.
Ssekibuule not giving up, though.
No, you got that toughness is definitely there. You look at his right hook there, keeping Ssekibuule from turning in all the way and allowing for that pressure to really stay. And look at how extended his back is. Tony Rojas is doing a really good job of keeping the pressure on while he has the back.
Only a couple seconds remaining in round 2. Rojas ending the round on top. A very good round for Tony Rojas.
Well, you see his confidence when he stands up, and you know that's for a reason. You know, he definitely like showed it. The big thing I'm noticing, lots of good feints and stuff coming from Tony Rojas, but the big thing is he's not giving his opponent enough time to fight on it. He's just like, here's my feint, now here's my next thing.
So you're waiting for the reaction. You're feinting, waiting for their reaction, and then you respond based on their reaction.
Totally. It's almost too mechanical, and like, I don't know, like when I explain when you're doing this, you got to be able to lie.
Yep.
So you got to be able to like lie better to your opponent, and that's a big thing. Is that if I wouldn't believe it, why would I do it that way, right? So that's
the bluff.
Yeah, you got poker players got it down, but you got to be able to lie. You know, Ssekibuule doing a good job, and staying tough, but you know, depending on how judges see it, it could be 1-1. I most likely see it 2-0 for Tony Rojas, but it's an interesting fight.
And this really explains the landscape of mixed martial arts, not only in this country, because you would imagine it is the same in many nations that have a good mixed martial arts system, that this is what amateurs look like. That these are athletes that really have skills in all areas, and even if you have only a handful of fights, you get to train with world-class coaches and teammates, and it seems like every fight is going to be a difficult fight. Not like back in the day where Jeremy Horn's beating up a bunch of bums at some trailer park in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, hopefully those blowouts are no longer happening, you know what I mean? If just because I can skate and hold a stick doesn't mean that I should be in the NHL, right? In Unified MMA is showing that, you know, you wanna be a pro, you wanna come up to the big boy leagues, you gotta earn it. And right here, you know, we got two really good amateurs that are earning their way into a pro spot, you know. And Ssekibuule doing a good job of really attacking that the lead leg of Tony Rojas.
Rojas retreats momentarily, perhaps waiting to counter. Lateral movement, eats another low leg kick, followed by a left hook by Ssekibuule.
Yeah, you know, kind of that half-hearted check and stance change. Look at the redness there on the leg of Tony Rojas. And it's I mean this nicely, it's a lazy check. You're just bringing the leg up, or you're not turning it in all the time when he's checking. So it's already tenderized a little bit. You got to turn that shin out and make your opponent pay, you know. Ssekibuule's got to do a little bit more, though. I think he's got to, but, you know, being tired can make cowards of us all, you know what I mean? It's hard when you're tired and your body says no. Especially, like, he looks like he's a bigger, athletic 125er, so maybe he had to cut a bunch of weight to get here. Who knows? Good footwork there from Tony Rojas, circling out so he's not no longer at his back against the cage. Half the round's already over. That's the thing about amateurs, like the time can
fast.
It can get away from you. It'd be so a nice like jab hook right hand and followed up with eating a left hand from Ssekibuule.
Rojas scoring there. Ssekibuule right back up to his feet.
Nice little left hook there. Ssekibuule is tough, man. Like he's a gamer, and I appreciate that.
I know that it's one of the things they say you shouldn't rely on, but it's mixed martial arts. If you can have that as a weapon, being tough, why not?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to rely on it, but it's a good thing to have in your back pocket. You know what I mean? Great job there. You know, Rojas looking for the takedown, getting stuffed, and then as soon as they both popped up, nice little short left hook there.
You hear the corner of Rojas shouting out instructions. Could they get a finish here? With less than 30 seconds remaining in the round and the bout.
It's tough, especially because he spent the first kind of like 30 seconds to a minute just kind of feeling his opponent out, maybe getting his gas back, using his footwork. 10 seconds left, and that time goes by quick. And apparently, Taekwondo kick there.
Fans love that stuff, though.
Hey, sometimes you gotta have a little bit of flavor to it.
Yeah, a little spice.
It was a good fight, good amateur fight for sure.
Will we see these two meet again in the future, perhaps as professionals? Possible.
Yeah, you know, definitely a lot of skills shown by both fighters. You know, we didn't really see too much of the jiu-jitsu displayed by Tony Rojas. Although, like, when it did hit the ground,
he tried. He went after it.
Yeah, it looked good, and you know, maybe a little bit more emphasis on the wrestling department instead of just forcing the takedown, the setups, you know, all that stuff. But it's amateur, right?
That's right.
This is the
You're
time
learning.
to try new stuff. You know, use your try out your new skills. You got these big thick gloves in comparison to the little 4-ounce gloves that you normally wear. But, you know, you gotta be careful. Don't get lazy.
But I think if you're objective about this, and we'll find out the scores very shortly, you would imagine that Rojas won every one of those rounds.
In my opinion, yes.
Yep.
Third round could kind of be a little bit wishy-washy. But overall, I'd say that, you know, just I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know what the judges are always looking for.
I know.
Yeah, there's the skill set, and you can take the courses and stuff like that. But sometimes it depends on what they're seeing.
That's it.
I'm not in their spot, so I don't always know what they're seeing from their angle, from all this stuff. Maybe a punch doesn't look good to them, or maybe it's like landing way more solid in their position.
All right. We'll find out the official decision as we send it up to Ryan Roth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision. Judge Ziad Harb scores at 30-26. Judge Jason Tatlow scores at 29-28. And Judge Luc Boutin scores at 30-27. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Tony Rojas.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When those scores are literally all over the board, it's very hard to have faith in the system sometimes.
How do you go from a 30-26
Exactly.
to 29-28?
That's what I mean.
You know,